Chat, here we go once again. Round 4. We have got Ayyjayy versus Aygius. Ayyjayy went 2-0 into round 3, then got knocked down by First Killer in what was an amazing performance from the FaZe teammate. Now he has himself Aygius. Aygius has been playing well. Aygius' only loss came to First Killer in the match we streamed 2 games ago. It's tough to run into First Killer, so technically no losses yet for either of these guys, you could say. Both of them getting 3-0'd quickly by a player who is known to not drop games very often. So who will have the edge here today? Aygius has been playing well. He starts off with a couple quick kickoff goals, which is great for the confidence. I've always felt like Aygius was a top tier ones player, and he has been very excited to participate in the events. This would be a great opportunity to make a name for himself. Ayyjayy loves his wall dashes. He's got himself a ton of open field. Wave dash, carries the ball away from the net. Does get it back online, and Aygius wasn't really forcing the issue on Ayyjayy. I'd said it was a bit of a mistake on Ayyjayy's setup. Oh, he's just wave dashing himself all the way out to midfield. What he wants to be doing against a player like Ayyjayy, who will make you make mistakes even if you don't outplay yourself, and that was a bit of an outplay of himself by Aygius. I'm not sure what he was hoping to do by wave dashing that far out to midfield. Aygius looking for the double flip reset. A triple flip reset against Ayyjayy. Oh, Aygiay's not going to let you clip, but he is going to get the bump. And Aygius, essentially a triple flip reset setup. Ayyjayy gets the first save, but he can't get the second as he gets launched out of the net. And who had that on their bingo card? The first one to go for the triple flip reset would have been Aygius. 3-1. Aygius playing a great game in the zone. Not sure all his previous matchups to get here, but it sounds like he came from Jorby's stream before this one, because Jorby saying he's a high IQ player. He's going to come in and out of the net. Ayyjayy actually ended up going low, and Aygius was able to cover it, but needs to not choke here in the corner. I think he had a scoring opportunity that he backflipped his way out of. But now an air dribble from the corner. Can't get the 50, but does get the boost steal. Ayyjayy, that's a great wave dash setup to put himself on the right side of the ball to start that dribble, but Ayyjay's pre-jump. We saw Ayyjay's pre-jumping in the First Killer matchup. Did a really good job of stopping all the aerial play in that game, and I think that'll be a crucial part of stopping Ayyjayy here in this round 4. Ayyjayy loves his aerial game. Aygius can keep those pre-jumps early and on point like he did against First. May do a good job of keeping this lead. 3-1. Gets a little bit ahead of his pop. Forced back down to the ground for fairly weak shot attempts. Now he pre-jumps once again the aerial play. Cuts it off before Ayyjayy can get it started. Is he going to be able to get a goal from it as well? He kind of Goomba stomps Ayyjayy a bit. It's not enough to keep Ayyjayy from clearing it away. But now Ayyjayy playing on pads. A nice fake challenge from Ayyjayy. Got Aygius to get rid of the ball, but he actually still has an angle. Ayyjayy saved. What a great recovery off the back wall. Showing the angle for a moment, but covering it. Aygius cleaned up the play since Aygius went on an early run. Aygius having to camp out in this corner. Gonna hand over possession. That's not a great first touch from Aygius. Too strong. Gonna have a tough time getting any sort of shot out of it. Did get a nice 50 to keep Ayyjayy this back 10 yards. Finally, he's out and in control like he hasn't been the past minute or so. And wow, Aygius, he's been clutching up all game long. Now he makes a bit of a flub again. In fact, I think the first goal came from a bit of a flub as well. Aygius fallen a little bit too in love with that wave dash. Doesn't connect on this one this time. Now Aygius within 1. Aygius, pick off air roll shot. Ayyjayy thought he had time to pick up boost, but he did not do anything different here. No, he had one flip towards the play, which is arguably what ate up his time to cover the net. If he immediately flipped back to the back corner, he could have had a chance at getting the save. Ayyjayy, first possession, is flick high off the crossbar, or not even the crossbar, but the backboard. He's able to gain control of it again quickly, but uses up all his boost. His flip to the post, both posts. Might as well hit the left and right, and then Aygius will get the goal the other way instead. Ayyjayy hard to resist an okay quick chat in this moment. I'd have to agree with him. I am certainly saying okay in quick chat after that happens to me in ranked. I couldn't possibly imagine resisting an okay. Only the truly mentally strong would not have just quick chatted okay in that moment. Ayyjayy is trying to get a 50 around the goal line. And might be able to take back possession here. At the very least, he's going to pinch it on the wall. Not let Ayyjayy get any control. Nice interception. Pre-jumping off of the back wall and taking that power shot away. Ayyjayy has looked so good on defense. He has stopped everything that Ayyjayy wants on offense. The only way that Ayyjayy has scored is when Ayyjayy has outplayed himself. As long as he has stayed clean, Ayyjayy hasn't found any offense. You've got to imagine he's going to put early pressure on Ayyjayy again. He's pre-jumped this dribble. And the 50, it looks like it'll be enough. Stopping at least that attack. And with a minute left to go, Ayyjayy is playing well. A nice play off the wall. Buys himself a little bit more time. We are getting into the range where every single outplay, buying you a few more seconds, could be worth a game win. With only 40 seconds on the clock. Ayyjayy, no motivation to chip this towards Ayyjayy. He does not have to. So he's going to let Ayyjayy come all the way in for a 50. Ayyjayy has to use up all his boosts just to get to the play. And so now Ayyjayy is still in control. His flick, a 6. That's it. He's secured the game. Ayyjayy, a game 1 win in what was a dominant performance. Really solid play all around. I mean, you can't say that he didn't earn this. It wasn't even really from Ayyjayy mistakes. He had great defense on all of Ayyjayy's offense. Then played perfect offense of his own. The only times Ayyjayy ever able to score, which is just on complete total unforced mistakes, I would argue, from Ayyjayy. Now, once again, interception of this dribble. This wasn't a real dribble attempt, though. Ayyjayy knows this game is over. Ayyjayy is not going to force us to watch a goal replay, and we can appreciate that. He will make it look like a 7-2, though. Ayyjayy is up 1-0 in this match against First. A good start for the underdog. Game number 2. Ayyjayy looking rock solid in game 1. Will he continue to look solid in this second game? Can't compare these two by their results to First Killer, which is both of their only losses. First Killer proving to be too much for absolutely everybody. Ayyjayy, a great sign for the start of the game for him. A dunk over the top of Ayyjayy that maybe should have been in the nets. And now the hook shot and another early lead for Ayyjayy in orange. These two guys fighting for the best age. Who is it, Ius or A? Ayyjayy's first possession. It's a front flip flick. Try and get Ayyjayy in a tough spot, but instead he actually set him up for a perfect play. A really good touch off the backboard. So now he's got a forward bouncing ball that he can easily continue for a power shot and a first. Perplexity Ayyjayy. We need to get a 1v1v1v1 on however many Ayyjayys we can find. We got Aygius, Ayyjayy, Ayyjayy. Chat, any more? Ayyjayy taking the lead here. First lead in the series so far. Tech Guy, thank you much for the prime. Ajax. So we can do a 2v2 or just a 1v1v1v1. Ayyjayy, Aygius, Ajax, and Ayyjayy. Ayyjayy finding a little bit of momentum here. It comes off of another Aygius mistake. To be honest, I've been looking a little bit at chat the past couple goals, but that one was just a weird kickoff. I don't know why Ayyjayy didn't flip into it. He stayed grounded. Given a pretty free goal for Ayyjayy. Ayyjayy has another possession again. You don't want to let Ayyjayy get to this spot. Ayyjayy does a really good job of early challenging him before, and actually a really good save. Did he send it off the crossbar and immediately back out? What happened here? Whatever he did, it was exactly the perfect setup. Yeah, yep. Helped pinch it away. Now he got himself a second. Ayyjayy Squishy. No, that's that's not his name. Ayyjayy midfield, that bump might have been enough. Didn't get as strong of a touch as he could have gotten on that shot. Now Aygius eventually looking to demo Ayyjayy, but instead dodges him, goes for the possession. Not sure what he's hoping to do with this ceiling reset. You have to use it just to protect the ball. It's a nice wave dash, actually. Once again, he needs to just fall down to the ground. Good recognition, though. Situations where does not need to try and continue the dribble and end up losing possession. He's not able to create anything out of it. In fact, Ayyjayy has a really good chance at a counterattack. This shot is going to be too strong off the volley. He rips it into the net. 4-2. Ayyjayy starting to create a little bit of offense of his own. No longer having to rely purely on Aygius' mistakes. Aygius kickoff. Nice late use of the chip. I mean, even Aygius going to give him the nice one. I thought he was going to go low 50 in this situation. Seemed like I think that no way is for me wanting to watch it back. Just good movement. Wait. Wait, what? I can't tell. I think the no way was for me. I think it was for me watching the replay and not insta skipping it. And then Aygius thought it was for him, saying he was joking about his nice shot. So then he threw a what a save. This is a series of unfortunate events, I'm pretty sure. But if I was Roll Diz, I would be able to turn this Kindle into a complete flame and have a great trash-talking game. Aygius, long shot off the back wall. Ayyjayy getting a little lost in Aygius' corner. Immediate kickoff goal. Aygius with the lead again. A 5-4 lead. Aygius has himself back in control. Place that he has looked pretty comfortable in. Not able to gain possession on this one as he tries to tap it back into his corner. Ayyjayy does get a touch, but now he's got a really good setup. We saw a triple flip reset earlier from Aygius. He wasn't able to score it, but he's obviously confident in the flip reset game. And he scoops this one just enough to get it past Ayyjayy. Ayyjayy seemed like he could score this. It didn't come that far from the inside post. He just didn't believe. Consider Ayyjayy a non-believer. You can tell he thought Aygius had messed up and lost it. But Aygius had the plan all along. Ayyjayy loves his wall dashes. Certainly a player who uses them more than anybody else. He just baited Aygius in. It always feels like you can challenge. Somehow, even players at the highest level think this is their time. They can turn and challenge somebody on the wall. It does not work often. Ayyjayy will put himself back within one. Are we going to see a wall to air dribble from Aygius after that last successful flip reset? Have to expect it. He gets the flip reset early. Doesn't get a 50. Ayyjayy getting a nice goal here. Aygius had looked so good. He honestly got the reset at the perfect time, but a little bit of tentativeness. Not deciding what to do with his flip early enough. Good in position for the 50, so 6-6. Another opportunity for a flip reset play from Aygius. He has to use it early, and man, Ayyjayy being gifted a lead here a little bit. Aygius found a little bit of confidence after that first play. It got him a goal, but then he hands over two more, doing a very similar setup. Ayyjayy going to win out on the boost, but Aygius gets enough of a pinch to send this ball into Aygiay's half. Can he resist this dribble? He can't, and Aygius pre-jumped it so early that came back down to the ground. Wow. Somehow Aygius gets this save. He was playing defense so crazy. What was he doing back there? He pre-jumped the back wall. He got Ayyjayy to take it right back down to the ground. Ayyjayy thought he saw an open net, so he shot on what I also thought was an open net. And then Aygius recovers, makes the save, and gets the counter. He knows what he's doing on defense. He has completely stopped Ayyjayy from being able to play his normal game in ones. Ayyjayy loves to break people down in the air on those air dribbles, but Aygius' unorthodox pre-jumps have forced Ayyjayy to play his secondary option. That has enabled Aygius to keep every game close. and take game number 1. Nice shot. I don't think AJ is recovering to be able to get back to the second attempt. Really well placed shot. Actually a little bit high, but almost a good thing. Just high enough to get AJ to come up and try and save it. Or sorry, just low enough to get AJ to try and save it, but just high enough that AJ had to like pinch it with the back wall, couldn't get a good clear. Yeah, exclamation point YouTube. It'll go up on YouTube in the coming days. You can watch the first killer versus AJ matchup. Also, you can follow the channel, and there's a non-zero chance it happens again somewhere in the playoff bracket. Maybe in the finals, but maybe earlier. If AJ's not able to take Aygius down, who knows what side of the bracket he might end up on, or maybe even with taking Aygius down, he could end up on a tough side of the bracket. AJ backflipping off this play. 15 seconds left to go. It's a crucial moment in the game. He's trying to play it as safe as possible. Use that ball as boost. It's a good outplay. Can he resist this air dribble in this moment? Not normally one to be able to, and he falls right on top of it to the flip reset. Aygius challenges him right away. He does not want to deal with an AJ in the air. A good pop, but it will hit the ground. Overtime in game number 2. What a crucial goal this would be if Aygius is able to set himself up 2-0 against AJ. AJ is the kind of player you probably have to put away early. You can't let him stay in the game. Aygius unable to pick up that back corner boost. So he's going to have to play it with 0. Kind of forced into this early flick. Hoping to starve AJ out. But AJ did just pick up the corner boost. That's why you don't see Aygius even trying to go pick it up. Now AJ the other way. He's got a great dribble set up. He's going to go for a goal line 50. Aygius able to pinch it high. And he should be able to get this clear. He had the boost in the corner. His long shot, though, will get saved. It does at least get AJ to use up all his boost. But actually, Aygius doesn't have anything either. His best to play a possession into the corner. We should have an open field possession. A first touch was a mistake there from Aygius. I'm sure he did not want to accelerate it in a roll. So instead, it'll be AJ in the air. Aygius can't pre-jump it when he's dead. Did kind of pre-jump it still, though. Able to cover the continuation. He matrixes his best to pass the ball. AJ. Oh my goodness. Aygius and AJ actually is hard to cast. I didn't think it would be, but it is. AJ gets Aygius to miss on a great fake and gets a 9th. Aygius and AJ is hard. To be fair, we had JJ and J. I think JJ versus J is actually not that hard. Aygius and AJ, though, is. 1-1. Game number 3. Aygius had an opportunity to put AJ away, down 2-0. Be a hard road to climb back from. Instead, AJ able to clutch it in overtime. Now we're at a tied series. AJ to wall to air dribble. So low. It's the flip reset, but it isn't really worth much. He's going to have to just take it down on the ground. Or a ground dribble anyways. Aygius demoing AJ off the map. Now with all the field in front of him, big challenge from AJ was enough to get Aygius to flick early. It's a flick you only want to do if you think that defender is actually coming in to challenge. AJ, great dribble, and Aygius actually did a pretty decent job of getting that save, but still AJ forcing it through. Really good work by AJ to keep the ball high. Drops that any lower, Aygius is going to be able to get that clear. Or get that save and the clear, I should say. Ceiling reset for Aygius. Falling to the ball, uses it for an air dribble bump. Not so much an air dribble, he didn't play dribble, but he was trying to flip through the ball and take AJ out of the play. Aygius now chipping his dribble early. Trying to get AJ to play defense maybe slightly out of position, but AJ was ready for it. Backflip, long shot. AJ does his best to try and bump Aygius off the shot, but he can't. Aygius will tie it up. Ayyjayy going to be able to get a wall to air dribble on this kickoff. Maybe not. Ayyjayy is taking control. Possession play to the back corner. He's going to go for the full field dribble as he keeps it at ceiling height. Not letting Ayyjayy get to it. He's going to need a flip reset to get it towards the net, though. So he was aimed at the back wall. Ayyjayy back flipping off the touch. Not the first time he's done that. Doesn't like some of his setups and wants to just reset them. Aygius, I think even if he had the read on that bounce down, he wouldn't have been able to get there in time. Ayyjayy full field dribble. Just challenging earlier. Not quite the pre-jump we saw from him earlier. But still not trying to make those goal line saves against Aygius dribbles. Aygius ceiling reset. Could have gone for the freestyle musty there to keep it above, but you need a 100 boost to continue those kind of plays. So instead, he lets it fall to the ground. Ends up demoing Ayyjayy and getting a second. Ayyjayy, nice fake on the 50 for the kickoff, the half flip, and he immediately ties it up. Ayyjayy's giving himself a what a save as he got completely fooled by that single jump. Ayyjayy single jumping and just turning around. Fooling Aygius to flying past the play. Aygius almost able to get a quick goal on Ayyjayy not coming to the kickoff at all. Ayyjayy roll up the corner. Aygius falling from the ceiling. And Ayyjayy might be able to find a goal here. No, he doesn't want to take the early shot. So Aygius does recover. I'm surprised he even takes that air dribble when he sees Aygius on the ceiling. But to be fair, earlier he was dropping it to the ground, and that wasn't really working for him. So maybe now he's just trying to play through the pre-jump. See if he can create a shot, even though Aygius is defending high. Just enough of a clear from Aygius to go over the top of Ayyjayy. Now Ayyjayy, nice use of the flip early. He knows these early challenges are coming. And we're seeing the adjustment maybe for the first time in this series. Ayyjayy tries to pre-jump. So Ayyjayy slams it off the ceiling back to himself and gets a third. Ayyjayy taps to the corner. Lost his momentum, though. Not sure he meant to lose all his speed. Maybe he was expecting to hold power slide, or maybe he thought he was going to land facing the play. Now Ayyjayy is able to challenge. He has a 1-goal lead. Ayyjayy steals the back corner boost, but Ayyjayy's been able to hold on to some. He hasn't really been using much in defense for the past play. Nice pre-flip into this touch. That just completely stopped out Aygius' potential scoring opportunity. Aygius doesn't pick up the midfield boost. I think he's going to end up being crucial in the final moments. Now he has to give Ayyjayy a ton of space. Trying to come in for a wild challenge. Ayyjayy will tap it in for a fourth. Has himself a 2-goal lead. Or 2. Will playoffs be today? They will not. Quarterfinals tomorrow. Semifinals on Sunday. Aygius able to undercut Ayyjayy, but not quite enough. Ayyjayy fights through the pain and retreats to get the touch. Now has he left the net open? Aygius will hit off the backboard, and the bounce not convenient enough for Aygius. He was going to need a perfect bounce to try and find a way to get a touch in the net. Now he's demoed. Ayyjayy, a little creative shot to get a fifth. Didn't really need it. This demo was enough to secure the game as he had the lead. But he'll fall and get the ground pinch. 5-2. Aygius, will he give us one for the road? We saw a triple flip reset. Thought maybe we were about to see another attempt at one. Ayyjayy makes it a 6-2. It didn't feel that dominant, but at the end of the day, it's a 4-goal win. Ayyjayy up 2-1. Was the moment for Aygius short-lived? Has it passed? We'll find out as the series goes on. Game number 4. Aygius in the Octane. Specifically, what decal is this? Is it a Misfits decal? No, it's a FaZe decal. He's using the FaZe decal against Ayyjayy. No fair. He's powered himself up, and he starts this game with a ceiling reset. I believe wave dashing this as it hits the ground. Not quite a wave dash, but just a flip into the touch. Gets it first. And Aygius used the power of the FaZe decal against the FaZe team member. Aygiyy's using the classic North American car, at least the one that Archie memed on North America for using on Twitter. And I have seen lots of players use it. Aygius 2-0 lead. Ayyjayy able to get a possession despite losing this into his half, winning the race to the boost, but he wants a wall to air dribble. You have to imagine Aygius going to pre-jump it. Maybe Aygius just going to start playing that now. Great recovery from Aygius to both challenge it. It wasn't really a pre-jump because he just tried to cut it off on the wall, but he did aggressively challenge and then still recover despite the fact that Ayyjayy did well to prep for his challenge and tap it past him. Aygius looking for a window. Ayyjayy low on boost, but he has the back wall to assist him to get to that high top shelf, get the save. Ayyjayy, he is just glued to that mid boost. Every time he gets possession, he wants to carry it there. Instead, he's got Aygius taking an air dribble against him. Really early challenge, though. Both these guys eating each other up with the early challenges. Ayyjayy strikes in his first goal. Isn't this a Violent Panda car originally? Well, there goes NA stealing from EU again. Aygius. Toss up to himself. Might be able to finish this off with a bump. He does! And it goes in. What a shot from Aygius. Hard to find a way to score from this position. Aygius flips through the ball and connects on the bump, putting Ayyjayy on the outside of the net, and those wheels just gluing to the wall and keeping him away from the play. Ayyjayy technically a kickoff loss, but I'm sure he's fine with the results. Taking it off the ceiling. A bit of an unorthodox play for most ones players we see. Nice use of the flip reset. Ayyjayy is just going to give him the nice shot. I think Ayyjayy is going to be basically forced to play his air dribble game low, because if he takes the huge dribbles, Ayyjayy has actually done a great job of preventing those from even getting started. But a play like that, where he lets it extend a little bit closer to the net, goes for basically a double jump height air dribble, he might be able to get away with using his aerial skill advantage, which I would say he definitely has, except Ayyjayy has played really, really well. Ayyjay's ceiling reset. He's going to get a flip reset as well. He will. The shot's too far away from net. They look fancy. They don't make for great ones shots. Defender can just sit and wait. Ayyjayy wave dashing like his life depends on it, as he tries to turn this rolling dribble into some kind of shot attempt. Now he's got the ball on the back wall. A close shot of defense from Aygius, forcing Ayyjayy up into the air earlier than he would have liked to, but now he's got demoed and space. I think he's going to hold on to the ball again. Even if he goes for the air dribble, he's only going to start them from the orange half. Oh, Aygius, I could tell he missed that from the very beginning. Ayyjayy just outpacing him in a double and a third. Ayyjayy just too quick. Not going to be able to beat the FaZe clan member up to this ball. Tying up the game with a couple minutes left to go. Wave dash kickoff for Ayyjayy. I think he was trying to flip through that and bump Aygius. Ayygius dodging it well, and now Ayygius will take Ayyjayy off the map. Able to pick up the midfield boost. Thought he was going to get back in time, and he definitely could have pre-jumped and saved that. I say pre-jump, not really a pre-jump, but he could have aerialed to save that away if he wanted to. He had more than enough boost to do so. Decided to play it low on the ground in order to create a really strong counter. He was trying to swing around to the net and make sure he cleared it with force as opposed to just saving it away. Doing so left him exposed for the bump, and now Ayygius able to tack another one on. Always good to get a 2-pointer. And Ayygius just did. And he sent this to game 5. Try and prove himself the better age on the day. Ayyjayy, a nice catch, takes a trip to the boost, and he's not going to regret it. Does have a wonderful possession now off the ceiling and the flip reset. Ayygius, he is up in the air early. Ayyjayy, the own goal. No, he didn't. Not even close, baby. As he's able to demo Ayygius and flip back in front of the ball. Taken off the map again, though. Respawned in a good spot. Ayygius lob to the backboard. He did get Ayyjayy to jump for it. Didn't have a good continuation, and now just handed over the ball. Even this great recovery might not be enough. Turns out it was. A minute left to go. Ayyjayy needs to make 2 goals back up if he wants to prevent a game 5. Ayyjayy losing the dribble fairly early here. Forced into a low 50 and then able to bump Ayygius off this save. There was no way for Ayyjayy to come up and really accelerate this ball at all. This only kind of touch he could have gotten would have just helped save it. So instead he turned his focus to the defender to see if he could intercept him, and he did. He's got tons of time to make up this last. Oh, that's not what you want to do, though. Sorry, I don't want to say Chronic. Ayyjayy has been faking these a lot. And Ayygius just had the read. He chips it immediately on net. Maybe that's why we saw him do a chip like that earlier. Trying to predict a complete fake at the kickoff. This time Ayyjayy's not going to fake it. He's just going to flip back to his corner, which is a little bit safer, but also has no chance of tricking that defender, or sorry, that offender at all. 7-4. Ayyjayy's giving himself a little bit of separation. Ayyjayy, you have to see a little bit of desperation as the game ends. He has to try and force the issue if he wants to win it in 4 and not have to win it in game 5. This air dribble, and it's just been a bit of a pest, but he does end up setting up the ball to Ayyjayy. This has been really good play from Ayygius, especially around this midfield boost where Ayyjayy wants to get into his zone, wants to get his setups. Ayygius at all costs doesn't let him. I think that's even better. You know, even the fact that he just let a goal in for Ayyjayy. You could say, you know, maybe he made a bad play, shouldn't have been putting on so much early pressure. But I think keeping Ayyjayy off his rhythm is worth it in the long run, and for the most part, those challenges have done well. Ayyjayy, long carry, flip reset. Give us one more for the road. He does. He keeps it above. 7-6. Ayygius will force game 5, but only just barely, as Ayyjayy throws a nice clip to finish off this game. Who do you guys have, chat? Ayygius or Ayyjayy in game 5? Game number 5. For the first time, the past couple games hadn't been going to game 5, whereas most of the events, Feer stream meant a game 5. My goodness, this time we are back to what we're familiar with. And Ayygius has struck first with a solid shot in the past couple games. He's going to do it again. This time, ball to air dribble and a flip reset right at the crucial moment. Unlike the FaZe team members, whose ball to air dribbles, they've been getting the flip resets so early, but then also using them so early, which is not going to be able to get it past prepared defenders. Ayygius times his flip reset well. Uses it inside that 18-yard box in a spot that Ayyjayy can't react to. That being said, Ayyjayy's immediate kickoff goal is worth just as many points. Ayyjayy, a wall dash madman. Everybody in chat and in the Rocket League community is desperate for some wall dash highlights. Nothing they want to see more than a bunch of chained wall dashes into a goal. Hasn't come for Ayyjayy yet, but it seems like he'll be the most likely one to do it if it were to happen. Ayyjayy bumps Aygius in the corner to get a second. Aygius bumped again by Ayyjayy. Able to get Aygius off possession and off the boost. So now Ayyjayy in full control as Aygius playing from his back wall. Forced to make a ground pinch. Accelerate the ball away from himself. Just a matter of time before Ayyjayy gets control of this possession, although he is being fairly lackadaisical in control of this. Maybe to bait Aygius in, because that's what ended up happening. So he gets it past. But can't score in time. Ayyjayy, this is an extended possession, but not many shots have come from it. And as soon as he takes it on the air dribble, Aygius has the pre-jump and should have the angle. Yes. Wasn't sure if I could hear Ayyjayy recovering or not, but he was far, far away from the play. Aygius has continued to excel in those early challenges near the ceiling. Anytime his opponent tries to take it there, he's there to meet him. Air dribble bump. Ayyjayy able to dodge the cringe, but can Aygius follow it up with another bump and turn it for a goal? He cannot. Ayyjayy, nice 50. Just to be clear, chat, I do not think air dribble bumps are cringe, but I just love the joke that they are. Ayyjayy has taken his sweet time to score his third after Ayyjayy tries for the double flip reset. Jordan does think they're cringe. That's okay, because I think it's funny that you think they're cringe. So ultimately, I enjoy it. Oh, Aygius the pinch. Ayyjayy was not able to connect on it. That'll go straight in. Oh, one bounce. Aygius, he needed a bounce for it. Tisk tisk. Ayyjayy tried to challenge it early too, but he could not. What a shot. Not often are players able... Oh my god, it's been a long day, chat. Not often are players able to score pinches in 1v1, but Ayyjayy is going to find a way. Aygius early flick, despite really not that much pressure from Ayyjayy. Did not force him to do so. Maybe just felt he was getting a little bit too close to the net to not make some sort of play. A demo. Ayyjayy taps it to himself and shoots it for a third. It's a nice kickoff. 2-pointer for Ayyjayy potentially. He can keep this away. Aygius, what a save. Not a 2-pointer. I take it back. He immediately gets scored on. Yeah, Aygius, he checked with his camera to see where Ayyjayy was. He is going to stop it on the goal line. This is certainly something people would regard as cringe. But of course, I don't blame him. Waste a few more moments. Every second crucial. If he ends up winning on a last-second play that hits the ground, you will remember this moment. Ayyjayy, the air dribble. Aygius, the pre-jump, of course. But Ayyjayy keeping it low has worked out great for him. He has found the sweet spot that has made it really hard for Aygius to pre-jump. When he takes it higher than that, Aygius has been able to intercept it. But instead, just a little bit above double jump height. And Ayyjayy gets the flip reset and makes the pre-jump look silly. Aygius wall to air dribble. He has to jump from the ceiling because he did not get a high enough chip to get away with that. So he had to get back down to the play as soon as possible. Ayyjayy hook shot just to steal a boost. Just doesn't want to take the air dribbles anymore. Felt good about him earlier, but maybe he's starting to feel the lead with not much time left on the clock. Ayyjayy, nice recovery off the first bump. I don't know if it connected or not, if he just had to dodge it. Either way, he makes it back. Saves it on the second attempt. Aygius trying to cut this one directly towards the net to force Ayyjayy into an awkward spot. Ayyjayy made a mistake on the back wall, and he couldn't recover from it. Aygius gets a sixth. Ayyjayy, I don't know if he meant to flip out to the ball or not, or just regretted his single jump, so he flipped back onto the corner. Ayyjayy is very close to sending himself to the bracket play with a 3-1 record. That could be very good for his position in the bracket. Ayyjayy needs to avoid potentially getting placed against some of the top players early. Nice slow play of this one. Let the ball bounce. Let Aygius make the mistake on the goal line. And then take it in for a fifth. Within one with a minute left to go. Gonna have himself an open field again. Feels the Aygius early challenge, so he pops the ball right away, and he is gonna get a goal. Great recognition of the way that Aygius is gonna play. This is not a great first touch if Aygius doesn't come in and go for that fake challenge early, because it just loses a little bit of possession and creates an opportunity for Aygius to make a play. But he had the read perfect. Ends up flicking it past and just winning the race to the net. 6-6. Once again, Ayyjayy in the corner. Aygius, will he make the same mistake twice? Maybe. Ayyjayy pops it over him, but not without getting bumped, so Ayyjayy is able to take control. Passing the ball directly in front of the net. Luckily for him, there's no way Ayyjayy could have known he was going to do that. Ayyjayy just flips. Yeah, he needs to connect with the ball. I just heard it flip high in the air, which means it's going to take him a while to get back down. So he needed to connect and prevent that angle for the shot from Aygius. Now on the goal line, the final moments, a good challenge. Aygius trying to fight him off. He should be able to pick the corner boost up, but Ayyjayy, what a nice play. He couldn't get it in. It was a great setup, but he had to play it so fast. He didn't have a flip to use, and he couldn't boost it towards the net. Aygius in the final moments, he's got a 0-second shot. The flip, Ayyjayy saves it. Can he follow it up? He'll let it tap the ground. Overtime in Game 5, Ayyjayy versus Aygius. Which one of these guys is moving on to bracket play 3-1? Which one will have to play in round 5 of a grueling day of 1v1s? It gets easier from here if you can make it to the bracket. Just about one game a day. Aygius, his dribble, can he get it in the net? No, Ayyjayy able to cover the first and second. The long shot, I think, is there. He takes his time. He makes a solid shot. Ayyjayy will be the one to go 3-1 in the Swiss and send Aygius to a tough Game 5. Great performance from Aygius, but it's not enough to take the game from the better age for now, which is the Ayyjayy. Good game. Good game, chat. I feel like that was a good game. Ayyjayy says you got round 5. Little wholesomeness. Love to see it. Love to see it.